An airline passenger advocacy group, that is suing WestJet over its reimbursement policies. Air Passenger Rights alleges that the airline's guidelines that place a cap on compensation for hotel accommodations and meals violate federal laws. Now, the lawsuit seeks to have the guidelines removed from the company's website and also prohibit WestJet from applying them in response to reimbursement requests. So for more on this, let's bring in Ian Lee, an associate professor and management at the Sprout School of Management at Carleton University. Good morning, sir. I'd like to start by asking you, what do you think? Do you think they have an argument here, a case here?
I think they do. Because it apparently or seems to contradict law and policy, but I think they've got a long slog. I mean, I'm sympathetic. I've been in this exact situation. It happened to me just last winter, coming back from Las Vegas, and it was with WestJet. And I don't want to reveal. I'm not biased on this because it's a very complex issue. Because were the delays caused by weather? Was it caused by something else? And then are the policies reasonable or not? So it's a very, very difficult area, and our standards are changing. But prima facie, it seems like they have a case.
Well, it's interesting, Ian. I mean, if you travel enough, likely you've been delayed for one reason or another. In some cases, you don't ever find out what the reason is. What I find interesting about this is the idea of kind of no limits on, hotels or meals. It almost sounds to me like it's kind of a blank check if you're a star. Hey, go ahead, stay at the 5-star hotel and have a wonderful dinner. I mean, certainly some sort of reasonable person standards you would think might be applied to these sorts of, meal accommodations.
Nick, you're exactly right. I mean, the government and for that matter, the courts, I hope, don't give the green light to essentially bankrupt an airline. That does not benefit all of us. Mm-hmm. On the one hand, we want, injustices or unfairness addressed, of course. At the same time, if they allow open-ended claims or very, very generous claims, this industry, which is historically for a very long time operated with very small profit margins. I know people may find that strange, but believe me, I tell my own students, of all the industries in the world that you don't want to invest in, I would put airlines near the top. And Warren Buffett has talked about this. Airlines are, is something in which you lose money. So you're right. There's a very difficult balancing act here between, on the one hand, looking after the rights and the legitimate complaints of passengers. Mm-hmm. On the other hand, we don't want to bankrupt these airlines and then find out that we're going to worsen the transportation system in Canada.
I'm also wondering, Ian, what this lawsuit might mean for customers who have followed the guidelines or the policy implemented by WestJet and said, okay, so I have $150 for a hotel. Now I'm out an extra, say, $100 because they had to pay that themselves. Do you think there is a chance, if this group is successful, those individuals could be reimbursed?
Well, that's yet another knock-on effect. It could establish a precedent. And remember, we're talking large numbers here. First off, there's thousands of flights across Canada and the United States that fly out every day. And there's thousands, hundreds of thousands of passengers, millions annually, that are on those flights. And so the scale issue is really profound. And then so if you do open it up and other complainants who have had these bad experiences can file claims retroactively, it's going to be a nightmare to adjudicate it, and it's going to be a nightmare for the airlines. And as I said, they don't make large profits. This is not the pharmaceutical industry, that makes a lot of money. Airlines are very lucky to break even each year because of all of the costs that are and the regulations on this industry.
Yeah, we saw the Air Canada results earlier this morning, how they are down as well. Okay, that is Ian Lee, Associate Professor of Management at the Sprout School of Management at Carleton. Always appreciate the time, sir. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.